When are rates going to go down? That is the question that we keep getting asked from buyers and real estate agents alike. So unfortunately, I do not have a crystal ball. So I'm relying on, well-paid economists that have all studied the reports, done a bunch of analytics, looked at past downturns, upturns, everything, and have come up with the numbers. The bad news is nobody knows exactly when. Nobody could pinpoint a date. If they could, they would be a billionaire because they would time the market exactly right. Unfortunately, nobody has that. But the general consensus is that rates will start to go down in 2024, likely being in the low sixes by mid-2024. So we do see some relief in sight. The other thing that we're seeing is that everybody, again, general consensus believes that we are just about at the peak of rates. Nobody expects us to go to 8.5% and 9%. The 30-year average fixed rate the other day was 7.5%. So we think that we're going to kind of trend between there and 8% before we hit the downturn. So the rest of this year, very likely into the mid sevens. Next year is where we're hoping to see the relief down into the mid sixes, with the ideal goal being that we're probably going to get back down to somewhere in the 5.5 range is, again, to the general consensus on that. Nobody believes we're going back to 3. So if you have anybody waiting on rates to go back to 3.5% or even 4%, I don't think they're going to be buying in the next 10 years. I think the most likely outcome is to get back down into the mid 5s. Well, what can we do about it in the meantime, right? There's a lot of buyers that are hitting the pause button on their home search, and there's a lot of sellers not wanting to move up on properties because of interest rates. They don't want to double their payment by going up $150,000 in price and then going from a 3% rate to a 7.5. So we've got some tricks that we can work through to help you with this. The first is a 2-1 buy down product. I've done other videos on this, but it's a really, really great tool for a seller to move a property that is sitting, but it's also a great tool to help a buyer get into a property that they may not have been able to afford at a 7.5 rate, but they can at a 5.5 rate, which is what the 2-1 buy down will be. We ran a scenario on a $500,000 house the other day. It was a $600 difference in the buyer's monthly payment using the 2-1 buy down. So that can be a really, really great tool. The other thing that we're recommending to buyers is if you find the home that you love and you can afford it, you obviously have to be able to make the payments today and for the next 12 months. You're going to be able to refinance to a lower rate in the future. At Rapid Mortgage, we are offering a completely free refinance for life, meaning if they buy with us and they have to finance at 7.25, 7.5 on the rate, at any point in the next 30 years that rates come down where it makes sense to refinance, we're going to waive all of our lender fees. We're going to pay for the appraisal and give them that free refi, so to kind of give them that peace of mind. So my honest opinion, if a buyer asks me, is today a better time to buy, or should I wait until next summer when rates come down? Again, the only difference is, can you afford it? If you can afford the payment right now, buy today. If you wait for rates to get to 5.5, so is everybody else, right? And all of a sudden you're going to be competing against 30, 40 offers again. If you flat out just cannot afford the payment at 7.5, that's when the 2-1 buy down can come into play and get them that 5.5 rate for the next 12 months. That can be a really good tool. So if you're having conversations with buyers, they're really just uneasy about the current rate environment, trying to make sure they're making a good financial decision, we'd love to talk to them, explore their options, educate them on how the free refinance and the 2-1 buy down work, and they can even be used in conjunction with each other. So if you're having struggles with the rates, please get your buyers to us. We can help them navigate and make a good decision, which hopefully means buying a house now instead of waiting for the mad rush next year.